Welcome back to the Unrest fans, another edition of NXT Out of 10. Taysom Paxley defended the Women's North American Championship against Lizzie Rain. Dean Lennox and Sharon Sugars hope to bring the NXT titles back to Dark State, and Tony D and Miles Bourne teamed up against potential title challengers Mason Rooks and Cam Hendricks in the opening match of the night. So let's get straight into that. And when Rook and D'Angelo collided confidently in explosive exchanges, a strong chop block from Hendricks behind the ref back allowed Rook and Hendricks to isolate and wear down Bourne. When Tony D got the hot tag, he was rolling until Rook dived onto him with a running senton. Bourne tagged back in, followed by a massive brawl. Tavian tried to help Bourne, but accidentally bumped into him. They set up Rook for a corner Death Valley driver, followed by a fireman's carry power slam. Hendricks got the blind tag and stole the pin for Rook. While Rook struggled to fully stand out on the mic, he was the star of this match. He's explosive and electric in the ring, making the most of his size when he's running, diving or jumping opponents. He and Tony D instantly sold their kind of battle for the title as a future PLE main event. Hendricks struggled to stand out in comparison, delivering two basic offense. Still, NXT's finally found a great booking spot for him, and hopefully he'll be pinning the North American champion will be up there. Rook and Hendricks worked decently well as a tag team, but this was clearly indicated that it will not last. When Rook lays out Hendricks at some point, the crowd's going to go wild. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Next up, we've got Lola Vice, Carly Jordan questioning what she needed to do to get an NXT Women's Championship opportunity. Izzy Dame interrupted to make her own case for a title shot, bringing out Lola Vice. The champ agreed to defend her title against Dana next week before Kendall Gray arrived. She distracted Lani from an attack by Len Sinclair with her crash. Why does NXT insist on these interruption promo segments? They never go well for anyone and often make the competitors look bad. In this case, Jordan struggled through most of her promo time, and she and Dane got nowhere with their bickering. Vice also struggled to deliver competent mic work. While her time was short, Gray was the closest things coming out of this looking good despite the loss last week, and the crowd kind of emphasised her popularity. After the build-up, throwing Vice v Dame into a one-on-one match for a random TV episode is bizarre, though Great American Bash isn't until July. The plan may be to build up a multi-woman match. As we then moved on to Tristan Angels versus Romeo Moreno, and Romeo fought hard against the debuting Cocky Angels, held by the destruction of Lajaya Hill in the crowd, but Mr. England would not be denying this stable match, sealing the victory with a rocket dropper. Afterwards, Angels mocked Hill, who responded by declaring the plan to become Mr. NXT. A competitive match, barely going over 5 minutes. Romero actually looked better than Angels in terms of pure ring action. Both men show why NXT is relying upon them as a vocal call-outs. Angels feud of Hill potential, though their interaction after the match was bizarre, amateur theatre that wouldn't work outside of Dev. Both men are likely to see better in the ring than on the mic, and the crowd was at least into it. Despite Nolan Doll coming into Romeo's corner for the match, she didn't have much factor into the result. I'll give it 6 out of 10. As we then moved on to Taysom Paxley taking on Lizzie Rain for the North American title, and this was wild, high energy, where the crowd was behind both of the competitors. Rain started to wear down Paxley with her machine gun shots, and Simone dropped for a near fall. Taysom caught Rain driving, then went for a cemetery drive, but the champ countered it into a headbutt. The two women exchanged near fall pin attempts before Paxley transitioned into cemetery drive for the win. Afterwards, Zaria tried to lay out both women and stand tall with the Women's North American title. A great match, delivering great in-ring action, standing against Paxley's best moments this year, and instantly elevating Rain to fight the loss. By the end, it was clear that it was not yet time to move off Pax as a champ, but Rain is definitely a future champ. It was also nice to see a clean finish despite the obvious interference from Zaria. Paxley deserved the clean win, and Rain can easily rebound from it. It feels big time this match, and it needs a proper spotlight, and hopefully it will get that with more heat coming up. It's hard to tell who works out Sam, but Zaria might need that win at this stage of their rising career more. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. We then got Keanu Carver versus Tate Wilder, and Carver started this match hard-hitting, wearing down Wilder, but Wilder found his openings to fight back, laying out Carver with a tornado DDT on the floor, followed by a spot crash, but chose not to go for a cover. When he went for a moonsault, Carver knocked him down with a pounce, followed by a take-a-buck for the victory. A solid extended squash, while Wilder got a hot sequence near the end. This was all Carver, otherwise it should be. He remains the most interesting rising star in NXT that should be in line for gold before long. Wilder's established himself quickly in character and has some exciting offense, and he needs to find that X factor that helps him stand out in the ring. With so many fast-paced and explosive competitors, he's suddenly trying to compete with the likes of EK Prosper, etc., etc. Hopefully there's a plan to make this a generally junky gimmick, more than just using an excuse why he can't win. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10. As we then got Cam Hendricks in the ring, calling his shot, not for Miles Bourne North American title, but instead Tony D's NXT Championship. Mason Rook arrived to question Hendricks' attitude. When Hendricks refused to give Rook credit, the big man laid him out with a corner Death Valley driver. This feels like NXT a post-match to the opener rather than anything else. Instead, it was just delayed to give the main event before losing its scheme. Hendricks is a generic promo, as much as he is a generic wrestler. Nothing about him really stands out. Overall, the struggle to sell why it needs to happen and give the NXT main event some more time. Still, the crowd got what they wanted as Rooks did over Hendrick, who has tried to steal his thunder. Before we got Vanity Project versus Dark State for the titles. After Dark State started this match off with a fast-paced brawl, Baylor and Smokes slowed the pace and managed to isolate Sugars. When Lennox got the hot tag, he began to push the pace, driving out Dark State to a near fall after a sit-out suplex. Lennox hit a mind buster, followed by a blind tag. Sugars diving elbow drop for a near fall. Dark State began to argue, allowing Smokes to catch him with an inside cradle for the win. Afterwards, Griffin and James laid Sugars and Lennox following their lead. Together, they triple powerbombed the former Dark State star through the announce table. There was an over-the-top match that occasionally missed the mark due to the wild ambition of all four competitors, but the end result was still fun. In particular, Sugars and Lennox were trying their best to place both babyface and certainly had the crowd invested. These led to some fun sequences that could have set up a total change in full babyface turn for Dark State. Instead, it looks like the plan is for Sugars alone to turn face, while Dark State tries to sell themselves as best without a weak link. Well, it is hard that Dark State's only going to get better booking. Sugar is an already turned face with his charisma is interesting. He might just find a way to break out alone. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Overall, NXT this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. It feels like it's starting to come together for NXT. It delivered promising results, even with some rough promo segments. The in-ring work massively outperformed expectations, especially highlighted by a great opener and 2 strong championship matches. PAX v Wayne was probably the highlight, and it didn't have the main event, even if NXT didn't have a big plan to close the show. Dark State fought hard, and a change in direction post-match is interesting. Sugars has a new opportunity to rise up the ranks, and Dark State might have got a better, fresh focus. Even if it doesn't work out, it shows NXT is taking creative swings needed. Mason Rook continues to sell himself as a future world champion. The star power of NXT is much less in question after last month, but it looks to be a sign of longevity for the brand, which is great to see. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.